Let me begin with a warm welcome to everyone online, and I know that other people are going to be joining us, so thank you very much for coming on board today. My name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training. And can I get our producers to mute everybody? I'm getting some background noise there. Just mute everybody. Great, thank you. So I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training, and I'll be your instructor today. I'll be your trainer today. And I'm going to introduce some of the team who will be helping me today. We work as a team. I'd say in the background we have our customer service team helping people to connect, who are having trouble connecting. And we go through a little explanation of how things work online. So I'll introduce the producers for today. So the producers can bring up their slide. And I'll introduce them. Yeah, so on the left-hand side there we have Tondokoro-san, and on the right-hand side we have Murakami-san, and that's me in action, teaching a class in the middle there. So we will be your instructors today, and I'm going to come off camera now, and then you'll just have voice. So come off camera, and we will get underway. We'll go to the next slide. There's a few things about coming on board here. If you have technical issues during the call, at the very bottom of your screen, very bottom of that right-hand side screen, underneath all the names, you'll see a little right side arrow there that says chat. If you click on that chat icon, the chat arrow, then you'll see you could send notes to all attendees. On the right-hand side, it'll say send to. You send it to the host, you can send it to the presenter and host, presenter and panelist, all participants, all panelists. So if you've got a technical issue, probably all panelists would be a good choice to make there. If you need to get in the chat box and tell us you have some sort of technical problem, all panelists would be a very good choice there. Now, we are using a high degree of interactivity in this call. This is not your classic slideshow deck and chat box and voice, which is what most people are used to with online. This is very highly interactive. That means you can interact with us both by voice and by symbol. So we're going to have a little bit of a practice with the symbols here. If you look where the list of names are, you'll see the panelists, you'll see some of the attendees on the top of your screen. Below that, you'll see there's a little hand signal, and when you press on that, if you look at my name, when I press on that hand signal, it comes up next to my name. So everyone just find that little hand signal and just click on that. If you find the hand symbol, just click on that to show me you found it. Everyone can find the hand signal there. It's below the list of names. It's on the very left side of that list of names, right? So you just click on that once. Everyone just click on it once and show me that you've found it, those who are on board. Okay, you just find the little hand symbol, click on that, and up it comes. And if you click on it again, it'll go away. So everyone try and find that, that's great. And then next to that, there's a little green check symbol. So if you click on the green check symbol, you'll find that next to your name will be a green check, and it'll replace the hand signal. If you had it there before, just click on the green check, up comes a green check. That's great, that's working beautifully. Very nice. And then, couple over from that, there's a smiley face. If you look there, you'll see a smiley face. If you click on the smiley face, up comes a smiley face. So give me a smiley face. Very nice. Everyone's worked that out. Smiley face, looking good. Excellent. Everyone's doing a great job. Smiley face. And now there's a down arrow next to the smiley face. When you click on that down arrow, a whole bunch of things come up in a box. On the left-hand side, you'll see there's an applause, two hands applauding, the smiley faces. Across from that, there's a coffee cup. If you have to go to the bathroom, have a bathroom break, and you want to let us know you're not around, you can click on that. It means, hey, I'm not around for the moment, I'm going off somewhere. And if you click on that again, it'll disappear, and then you may have to select a smiley face or something to bring it back. But that's what you're going to have as your main interactive symbols. Now, we also have a whiteboard, we can do text, we can have a pointer arrow, we can have lines, we can draw on it. This is all very complex though for what we're doing today. So we're not going to use that as a participant, but the instructors will use that today, the producers will use that today. That's great. So that's how we're going to start. It's highly interactive. Now, we are going to do cool things, like we are going to go into our own breakout rooms. We will be in a room together. We'll break you up into different rooms. So only the people in that virtual room can speak to each other. And you'll have a conversation, just like you would in a normal classroom. We're trying to take the normal classroom and take it online. So you'll have yourselves in a little room, you'll have a discussion. When you come back, we're going to ask one of you to report what did the group discuss in the little room. And sometimes we'll have everyone in one big room, and I'll call on you to give us your ideas and to speak. So when we go into the breakout rooms, you won't know each other. So just introduce yourself, say your name and what industry you're in. So for example, I'd say, my name's Greg Story, I'm in the corporate training business. That's it, that's all you've got to do. Don't need your whole life history, just a short introduction. And the way the system works, every time we go into a breakout room, you'll be in a different group. So we get to hear different people's ideas. The idea of the breakout rooms is that we can get more than one idea. People have different experiences, different insights, different ideas. We want to share those and make it as rich as possible. So, but this is a highly interactive session. This is not that deadly boring slideshow or death by PowerPoint, as we call it, with a tiny little speaker and a little box, and you can't see them much anyway, and then chat, very limited in the interactivity. This is highly interactive session. And I'm going to call on you by name to share ideas on behalf of the breakout rooms you've been in about what your group discussed, or share your ideas with the group. So be prepared for that. And when you go into your breakout rooms, only the people in that breakout room can hear the discussion. So it's not going anywhere. It's a completely safe environment. And then one of you will come back and report on what the group said. So I want everyone to give me a little green tick here. If you look right down the bottom of the names, as I said, you've got the hand, you've got the green check mark. Just hit a green check if you understand this is going to be highly interactive. You are going to be sharing ideas with each other. So give me a green check if you understand that is what we are going to be doing. And it's unusual maybe for what you're used to, but it's phenomenal as a training tool. And so why don't we have the best training tool for you? We've got it. Let's have that. So fantastic. Okay, everyone, thank you very much. Well, we are going to now bring up the slide, and we're going to talk about, well, what are some of the things we're going to be dealing with today? What are some of the objectives for today? But before we go into that, I'll come to these in a moment, the objectives. Let's have a little bit of a taste of how interactivity works. We are going to do a poll of where you are located. Our producers, Murakami-san, Tondokoro-san, have prepared a poll, and that will come up on your screen, at the bottom of your screen, and it'll have 3 questions. So can we bring up the poll, please? Let's see the poll. There it is. So you see at the bottom of the screen, underneath all the names, underneath the raised hand, the green check, the smiley face, you'll see poll questions. It says, where are you participating from? A is home, B is office, C is another. So all you do is just click on one of those. Now, having clicked on that, to record your vote, go diagonally down to the bottom right of that box, and you'll see the word submit. As soon as you have made your choice, home, office, another, click on submit. And once you click on submit, your vote is now lodged. So everyone, have a choice there, home, office, another. Click on one. You'll see the dot in the middle of the circle there. That won't mean your vote's recorded. Bottom right-hand side of your screen, in that box, you'll see submit. Click on submit, and we will have your vote recorded. So I'll hand over to my producers now to tell us when the poll is closed and ready to be shown to everybody. So Murakami-san or Tondokoro-san, please let us know when you've closed out the poll and bring up the results, please. Okay, there we go. Okay, fantastic. So where do we find, oh, look at this. 62% of people are at home. So everyone's observing the protocols, aren't they? They're working from home. Fantastic. We've got 10% in the office, and then no answer is 26%. I'm not quite sure what no answer means. But anyway, some people do get a chance to perhaps take part in the poll. But most of the people are working at home. Okay, well, thank you very much for participating. That is great. So thank you for that. So on our screen, you can actually, we'll just minimize that. I can see everyone again. We have the program objectives. So there are different types of stress and they have different types of impact. We're going to examine those today. And well, great, but how do we handle, what are some principles for really dealing with our stress more effectively? And what are some strategies for managing stress? You know, we might be having a lot of stress from our co-workers, from our bosses, from our subordinates. How do we develop strategies for dealing with stress? Maybe it's with family members. Maybe you're stuck at home with the family members. You're not used to being at home. Everyone's at home. The kids can't go to school. You're all there together. It's not, you're trying to work at home. There might be a bit of stress at home. And also, how can we switch our attitude and get to becoming really productive in this new environment? So there are some of the things that we are going to be dealing with today. But let's have our first taste of coming into a breakout room. So in a moment, we're going to go into a breakout room. Our instructors are going to break you into groups of 3. Some of you, if there's an uneven number, might wind up in a group of 4. But we're going to groups of 3 in a moment. And what will happen is when they put you into groups of, for the breakout rooms, come in the room, you won't know each other. Just briefly introduce yourselves, you know, hi, my name's Greg Story. I'm in the corporate training industry. Very briefly, just like that, so you can meet each other a little bit. And then discuss, well, what are your expectations for this training today? You know, why did you choose to come into this program? What are you expecting from the program? And let's get you to share that with each other. We're going to have 3 minutes to introduce yourselves and then share a little bit about your expectations from the training and the driver for why you're in the training, give you plenty of time to get used to the environment. 3 minutes will be lots of time. And then at the end, come back out and share with us, be prepared to share with us what were some of the findings from your group. 3, we'll give you some warning at the 2-minute mark and then at the 30-second mark, so you'll know when the room is coming out. So we're going to go into our rooms now. Okay, welcome back everybody. Welcome back. Everyone's coming back out of the breakout room now. 3 minutes into that breakout session to give you a bit of a taste of the breakout session. And let's see now. I'm going to ask a few to give us some feedback. Okay, great. Thank you very much. You can mute yourself again. Thank you. We haven't got time to go through all of the rooms, but thank you for that sample. I guess the point here is in your rooms, you're discussing the types of stress you're feeling. And one of the real insights is, I'm not strange. I'm not unusual. I'm not the only one who's feeling stress. And that's very important because we have the vast majority of people who are working from home, and when you're in isolation and you're feeling a lot of stress, you can start thinking it's all about you. You're the only one. But when we share this experience of all the stresses we're feeling with other people feeling, you realise, hey, it's not just me. This is a very common thing now. Many people are feeling these types of stress. That's very helpful to make us realise the perspective, we're not the only one. If you have your manuals there, in a moment we'll go to page 3. The Mayo Clinic is a very famous clinic in America, and they did a study on resilient people. This is on page 3 in your manual. If you don't have your manual there, I'm going to go through it anyway. But Mayo Clinic found a number of things that really stood out with people who were very strong and able to deal with a lot of stress, who are very resilient. This is in his book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. There are 30. We don't have time to go through all 30 today, but we're going to go through 10. And if you don't have the manual open on page 7, that's okay, because I'm going to go through them one by one and explain them. And then we're going to go into breakouts and we're going to discuss how to use these particular stress management principles. So if we bring up the first one, this is live in day-tight compartments. What does that mean? If we think of a watertight compartment, nothing can get out, nothing can get in. What Dale Carnegie was talking about there was, often we let all the things that happened yesterday come into our today and upset our concentration, or we let the things that might happen in the future, we start worrying about the future, and that comes into our today and stops us from concentrating on what we can do. So we're not saying don't consider the future, we're just saying plan for it, but don't worry about it. There's a difference, right? You can't change the past, so don't let those worries come in today. You can plan for the future, but you don't need to bring those future problems into today. You just concentrate on 100% what can I do today? And let's see which particular principles really resonated with people. So over to our producers, let's have the poll and get people to take a poll on which ones they like. So the poll's there. You might have to scroll down a little bit because there's 10 of them. You might, on the right-hand side there, you've got a scroll bar. So if you just pick up that scroll bar on your screen, you can scroll down. Multiple choice is fine. So let's start now and everyone pick up which ones you liked. And remember, after you've made your selection, you make your selection, just tick on it and it comes up across as a check mark, and you can do more than one. Once you've done that, in the right-hand bottom corner there, you see submit. That's how you get to record your vote. So you make your choices, make more than one. One is fine. If you've got more than one, that's fine too. After you've actually made your choices, go down and hit submit to make sure your vote gets counted. So all the votes being counted now. Here we go. Oh, wow, look at this. So number one, and actually equal number one is number 7, cooperate with the inevitable. Okay, we had, what do we have? We had 43%, and also 43% was number 10. Number 10, count your blessings. That's interesting. Get your phone ready, you can just click on that QR code, bring your QR code up, click on that. That'll take you to the link. Or if you haven't got a QR code on your phone, I think just about every single person in Japan has a QR code on their phone these days. You can open the link, or if you can't open the link, just punch in that URL. It's a bit of a long one, sorry about that. And then you've got there, it says the date that you participated, that's the first one, you select that one. Then it asks you first program, and then how many programs have you done. You can type in, just press on where it says answer, it says actually in Japanese, kotai o nyuroku in Japanese, but there's a line there, just press on that, and then up will come your keyboard and you can type in the answer. That today was better than death by PowerPoint. If you thought this is a more interesting way of doing online training than sitting there with a slide deck, a talking head and no interaction, just give me a smiley face if you thought this is better than death by PowerPoint, if you liked it today. Just give me a smiley face there. Yeah, thank you for that. You know, if you prefer death by PowerPoint, give me a red cross. Anyway, I think everyone's pretty much liking to do it this way. But it works pretty well, and it just tells you that for your own companies, there are a lot more possibilities than you may think that you can actually do a lot. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time. We really hope that this stress management session, the last 2 hours, has been 2 hours well spent. And we really hope that you'll take ideas that have come up today, and then you will take those into your work, into your life, and then use them. And you will then be able to reduce your stress, do a better job at work and at home too, by the way, and you'll be much better fit for dealing with this COVID-19 crisis, which doesn't look like it's going away in a big hurry. So I wish you good health. I wish you all the best for your companies and for home life. Use these stress management principles, help yourselves, and we look forward to you joining us on another Dale Carnegie training program here live online. Thank you, everyone. We're going to end the session now. Thank you. All the best.